Welcome everybody to Professionally Profane Pro Wrestling. This is episode 6, and I know we're popping up on your TV screens on an abnormal night. But me and Fayyaz were just kicking it. We said, why wait till Wednesday to cover SmackDown? Fayyaz, how are you doing today, brother?
I have a lot to get off my chest, but I'm doing good, thank you. How are you doing?
All right, CM Punk. I'm doing wonderful, but I'm extremely excited to hear this pipe bomb that you're about to drop for the people. Sounds like, I guess we'll get there as we go through the show tonight. But definitely, definitely. I mean, I don't know. It was an eventful show, but definitely, I don't know what's the word for it. Like a show that I feel like it's easy to have extreme opinions on.
Uneventful.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's or the stuff that did happen. Like, are you that interested in it? It was kind of the problem because, like, for example, like there's a few things that happened. It's like, okay, well, maybe if I cared about that person, it would have been a big deal for me. But I wanted to know what you thought about Matt Cardona. So we start the ring, or we start the show with Randy Orton. Randy Orton coming to the ring. And what did you think about Randy Orton this week? And in general, what did you think about? We could skip around a little bit. Like, just give me your thoughts overall about what happened with Matt Cardona. Like, did you like it after what happened last week? I know that you weren't a big fan of the indie nerd action figure line.
Yeah.
You tagged Matt Cardona and told on me. Pretty messed up.
My boy.
Yeah, I guess he's your boy over your boy right here, but that's fine.
Woo-woo.
Snitches, dude. I'm just playing, man. But yeah, what were your thoughts, bro?
To be fair, I have known Zack Ryder on television longer than I've known you. So
whatever. How many times have you sat down with him in a hotel lobby? Huh? We did that like 4 times that week, Fayyaz. I thought we had something special.
Yeah, that is true.
It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. But no, let me hear what you have to think about Matt Cardona and Randy Orton.
I just like it was interesting. I like how he just came down the ring. He had the mic in his hand. I thought he was gonna say some shit, but then the minute he popped him on the head, I was laughing. I'm like, all right, I think you kind of redeemed yourself.
Yeah.
But then like when they start fighting and they're like, going at each other, it just doesn't make sense for Randy Orton to just like run away from him in that way,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little bit weird that he ran away from him.
Yeah. It's like he almost tried to weasel himself out, but we all know he could squash him if they wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah. He's definitely got that power. What did you think of their match later on in the evening? For those who don't know, that match ended up main eventing SmackDown. If I'm not, it main evented SmackDown because then Cody Rhodes came out at the end. But we'll save the Cody Rhodes portion for later. But what did you think of the match between Matt?
No, it was a good match. Okay. No, I was just mocking the guy. The guy that walked by. No, the match was good. I think that was probably the only match that was even memorable from that day. Biggest thing too was just like it wasn't like a quick match. It actually did happen. I think it was cool that like he got his spot. Like in hindsight now, it's like, okay, yeah, he took that dig that he did the week before, but it's like he got to main event SmackDown. Can't remember the last time he did main event at SmackDown. So kind of erases that thought of mine from last week, to be honest.
Okay, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. I know you weren't a big fan of that, but they did make Matt look a little bit strong. Like he put up a good fight against Orton,
Yeah.
He even used his cast, so he didn't like be a super good guy and like not use the obvious weapon on his arm. Like he even tried to use that, which I like.
Yeah.
In a fight, you're not going to not use your cast. Like,
well, the other thing too is like when they did have their match, obviously everyone's supposed to boo Randy because he's supposed to be the heel here. But then you got like the Matt Cardona fans that were also like getting behind him, you know? So even though he's in the main event and he's going against Randy and everyone kind of knows what the result's going to be, it's like you can kind of get behind him, you know?
Yeah, that's true. 100%, dude. I mean, I like seeing Matt in that spot too.
Yeah.
Because I was afraid that he was going to get lost in like the shuffle, but you know, he's obviously not going to always have like a great record, but I mean, when you're in kind of like the overall storyline for the show and you main event the show, even if you don't get the win, like that was a win though. That was a win for Matt Cardona in terms of his placement on the roster.
100%.
It's a good example of like all wins and losses aren't always determined in the ring. For some people, just being on the show like that and being a part of the show's storyline is a win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know, like these guys, they post on social media and stuff like that. They'll like show a little bit of the outside version of them. And I think on X, I remember seeing it like this morning, but he had just posted about that match. You know, him coming back to WWE, being in the main event, like him like kind of happy with that win. But this is not like the last that you've seen. He's gonna want to push himself too. So, you know, for his fans, like that was huge.
Agreed, man. So overall, like I honestly like. Well, you know what? We'll get to the Cody Rhodes stuff in a minute, but from there, Nick Aldis informed Trick Williams that he was going to be getting a title match at WrestleMania, and or he's going to give him a match rather, and you know, going forward from there, we had the women's tag match. So Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus the Bellas, and the Bellas ended up winning via roll up. What did you think of all that? Then then after the show was done, I think it was Lyra about Valkyria and Bailey. They rushed the ring and dropped everybody. So, I mean,
that might have been the only thing I liked about it. I am so sick and tired of this same like copy paste style where you bring back like, I hate that I have to say this word, but I'll give them credit. Legends come back and then they just like get involved because it's WrestleMania season and it's like they're beating Alexa and Charlotte. Like that just doesn't sit well with me because it's like the beginning of the year, the women's SmackDown like was on fire. Like the tag division was actually where it needed to be. Now it just seems like it's kind of like simmering down. And like you know me, I said this last time a couple episodes ago that like I don't have a problem with Nia and Lash being champion. I think they are believable champions. We both don't like the name of the team, but
no, God, no.
What do you need the Bellas for? Like you already have a stacked like division with talent, and we got to bring them back for what?
Yeah, like I feel like they're they're hounding like glory, like they're looking for, you know,
chase.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like I honestly like who was asking for the Bella Twins? Was like, anybody?
Do they still have a TV show? Do they still have a TV show? Are they relevant anymore?
That's a good question. That's probably the problem. Like they're off of everyone's radar. Like, oh, well, let's make a comeback that nobody asked for. Not a single person.
Yeah,
I'm with you, dude. I'm not a big fan of the Bella Twins. Brie Bella's theme song makes me want to jump off a bridge and cut my neck while I'm jumping. Brie Mode, like, oh my God, it's brutal.
I do like her. Out of both Bellas, she is the better one.
Yes, I'll agree with that. Like, at least like Nikki's all tits, dude. And she's good at that little twirl that she does.
And Brie is also with Daniel Bryan, who I respect a lot. So,
yeah, it was funny when like she was dating Daniel Bryan and Nikki was dating John Cena. And it was kind of like, like we see who the non-fake, like who the genuine twin is, which twin actually has a personality and like a heart, or who's just plastic.
The reality TV shows, like there are some that like I've watched where I'm like, this is terrible. And there's some that you watch that are just like guilty pleasure fun. And you're like, I'm here for it because it's entertaining.
Yeah.
That was one of the most like you can almost tell like how much more fake one became while this is being shot. You know? It's like, wow.
Yes.
Great job.
Yeah. And it's a real shame that I feel like John Cena was pressured into proposing to Nikki Bella like in the ring at WrestleMania. Like, dude, he's never gonna. What's that? He's never gonna live that down. That's always gonna be a part of his thing. And it's like, dude, you guys didn't. Did they even get married? They didn't, right?
But you know what? Like John, a lot of interviews I've watched, or even topics where he's talked about her, he's been very respectful. I actually admire like the way he does go about himself. I don't know if you've seen like these. I don't know if you've seen these like recent videos of like, people kind of like going up to him without consent and him just like telling them like, hey, like, I'm a fan of consent. Just ask. Like he's very polite, or like that stupid meme where the one guy just comes and starts dancing or singing in front of like celebrities. Like he did that to John, and he's kind of like looking at him like, you like to sing? Like, what's the purpose? But yeah, just going back to that whole thing that I was saying is that he's always been very respectful when he talks about her. So I feel like when you were saying about that proposal, I feel like he probably did want to marry her. But I think at the time too, like him being a company guy, that Vince probably, I'm pretty sure Vince did ask him, but
this would be some good shit.
Why wouldn't you do it? I mean, they both met from wrestling too, right? So I guess that's kind of a.
I mean, if I'm talking shit, but like,
I hear you.
I'd propose to Nikki Bella. Like, I mean, you could do a lot worse than Nikki Bella. So yeah, it's like everyone who had a problem with Travis Kelce getting with Taylor Swift. Like, you guys don't understand. That man is winning. That is a giant W. He's marrying upwards. Like, don't fool yourself. Taylor Swift is like worth 50 Travis Kelce's. Like, he's winning. Whatever you think of how she looks or whatever else, how talented she is, doesn't matter. Do you know what she's worth? Like, that is a dub, a fat dub for my man Travis Kelce. I'm not even a big Travis Kelce fan, but I would defend him to the death. Anybody that marries a girl like Taylor Swift or someone of that level, it's like Triple H marrying Stephanie McMahon. There are some women that you can marry in this world.
Yeah.
100%. Very few. There's not a lot, but there's some that it's like, dude, you like that's like you just made your life. If you did nothing else in this life except marry that person, like you were successful, dude. So good job, man. I gotta respect it. Yeah, golf clap. But moving on, man. We heard from Rhea Ripley, and so side note, I wouldn't mind if at some point she just stopped doing the whole like black everything. She's so pretty without all of that stuff. I find her less attractive with all of the black makeup, but that's just me. I know that some people feel opposite of me, but she's gorgeous naturally. She doesn't need any of this. But I will say it does make her look a lot different. So maybe she gets away with like hiding in public a little bit. Maybe.
But like when she was NXT, she used to have like the blonde hair, very different look. She looks way more badass with the black, and I think with the theme song, it'll be hard to get her to move away from that.
That's true. She would have to take like a long time off and probably come back with a different theme song. You're right.
Yeah, it'd be like Becky dyeing her hair blonde.
That's fair. You're right. Once you got to look as a superstar, it's really a big risk to change it. That's actually one of the best things that Cody did, in my opinion, was dye his hair all blonde, because I felt like he looks like much more of a superstar with the blonde hair.
But when he does the dark brown hair, he looks more like a heel, which plays right into that character.
It'll work now because he's gotten over so much as a face. But like, I could see why he was kind of a face in the crowd back when he was coming up, though. It's hard to stand out when you look like everyone else. But I mean, he also made sure that he wouldn't do that anymore when he got the friggin' logo tattooed on his neck. you definitely are standing out at that point. But so Cargill came out and she's, just kind of said she doesn't give a rat's ass about Michin or about BFAB. Kind of funny to hear Rhea Ripley say the word BFAB. Kind of just out of place.
Accent.
Yeah, BFAB. I don't know. But so Cargill came out and, they ended up all going toe to toe and Rhea Ripley got her ass kicked again. I got to tell you, man, this build sucks.
Yep.
It's ass.
And 3 of them suck. And you
said 3 of them.
I don't. Yeah, 3 of them. All 3 of them came out. They were all talking over each other when they tried to talk. They're not great at delivering promos. And it just doesn't make any sense. Like we talked about this last week about all of a sudden someone just beats your ass and then now you're gonna join them. And even Michin was a little bit behind Jade. Yeah. And then BFAB hands Jade the mic. You're holding 2 mics. What?
Yeah, that was a little weird. Yeah.
I think BFAB is better on the mic though, compared to that group. She should be the mic piece.
Yeah, I think that might be true, which is funny because she's the least in the ring. But maybe that's her role, is that she's the one talking. I would agree with that. Yeah, Jade has a lot to learn when it comes to talking on the mic, man.
Yeah,
she's less is more with Jade right now. But
yeah, and I think that whole push with her being a champion, I think it's got to be put to rest. Because
really,
what are you going to do? Repackage her? If you repackage her, again, we've talked about this too, right? She has the look of a star. The entrance is great. There's no issue there. But it's unless you're going to pair her with a manager that can just speak for her and just change the way she moves in the ring, where she's just a complete badass and she's just going to win matches that way. I don't know. It just feels like kind of forcing it. There's another topic. I'll jump into this a little bit later. Maybe we could talk about this after the recap. But you got to think, if Bianca wasn't injured, this storyline might be we might have gotten Bianca and Jade, because they're probably going to still want to push that. But they could have also probably done Bianca and Rhea.
I would love to see that.
That would have been a super fight.
Yes, that's a WrestleMania match. I feel like they were building to that for a little while, and then it just for whatever reason, they got off track. It didn't end up happening, and I would really like to see that, because those are probably the 2 most pushed females on the roster right now.
I hate that slander. I hate that slander, by the way, about Bianca being Super Cena style, because she has the look, she shows up, she does her job. People always forget, when you make someone champion or they essentially push you as the face, you deliver a lot of value for the company. If it's merch sales, that's one thing, but it's are you going to these shows, Good Morning America or whatever they're called, and Jimmy Fallon, you're going to put the people that are presentable and have a great personality. Because look what she did at WrestleMania 39 when we went. She had all those little girls come out. Yeah. And then I don't know, I don't want to butcher the story, but I remember there was something about that one girl that was one of the dancers. And I think her mom had passed away the same day or that same weekend. And it was very powerful, the impact that she had on those girls too from that story. So it's she's gonna get the run on the main show as the star, like it or not.
Yeah, she's got the total package, man. She could talk, she could wrestle. She's also great in the ring. She's very versatile. She's she's a minority, so that. You say that, I don't mean that to be a negative. I mean that to be just I'm being honest from a business perspective. It's good to have her. You know, anytime you could put up a superstar that's not just a white person, and I say that like genuinely, if they're not just some born, you know, like there's a million. I don't want to say that. There's a lot of American-born superstars, but there's not a lot of like we're still getting the more diverse diverse like superstars in WWE especially, right?
Yeah.
For such a long time it was strictly, you know, white dudes, white females, and probably for some reason, like I mean, obviously, like with anything, like it takes time to change a product. It takes time for diversity to occur, true diversity, like, you know, not just like, you know, forced. Like some superstars were undeniable, like The Rock, but now you see more and more, especially with NXT, their development system, like this last crop. You know, you see Trick Williams, and you got also you got Bianca from NXT. You're getting a lot of, they're developing them earlier. They're not having to arrive at WWE as like a product already, which is a big deal for some of these guys, especially when they're coming from like a lower income neighborhood or something where they don't have the opportunity to really arrive as a finished product. They need WWE to take them under their wing and really help them out, you know? So I'm excited for the future of the company, because I think you see like a lot of they're getting some really, really talented athletes. Some of the people that they're able to acquire at a young age right now, and they're getting so much time in development, and they're going to be so good. Like Sol Ruka, man, and we're seeing what Trick Williams. Trick Williams is my God, dude. Every time he comes out, I'm excited when his stupid theme song hits. Like it doesn't take much. You hear the trumpets, I'm like, let's go. Let's go.
Well, look at yesterday. Look at yesterday. Yeah. Like as soon as Sami is about to have his match, the lights go off and he's doing his twirl at the top, and people are like going crazy.
They gotta wake up. He's gonna be the face at WrestleMania. He's gonna be.
Yeah.
Sami will get booed 100%.
Like, but you know, just tying back to like what you were saying about like the diversity, it's like there's a lot. Like Oba, Mello,
finally,
and even the people that are in Dark State, you know, if you look at like TNA, for example, because they're still kind of branched with WWE, right? Ricky Sosa, like he's a name that there's like not enough people talking about him. I know I've been like sending you like the videos and stuff like that about this guy, but like this guy's gonna blow up, and like his theme song's already catchy. I'm sure like you just give him like a year or two under TNA, then he'll probably make it to the big league. I'm pretty sure he's like 20, 22 or 23, if I'm not mistaken. Like the same level they were talking about Javon Evans from a couple of years ago is like the same energy that I'm seeing right now with Ricky. And that's why I'm like hyped about Ricky, because I'm like, I'm jumping on the bandwagon now before everyone's like, oh yeah, Ricky Sosa. It's like, bro, this guy is phenomenal. And he's not even like, he's not American. I think it's Belgium, if I'm not mistaken, is his background. I'll have to double check.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be really cool, because that's where like that's where my last name originated. From Belgium. The VanDerHeydens, baby. Let's go. I forgot. So I thought Joe Hendry was on the main roster.
He's from the Netherlands. I just looked it up.
Okay, that's right there. That's where my family's name originated. The Netherlands / nowadays I think it's that's awesome.
And if you want to talk about Joe Hendry, yes, he is. He's on NXT. He's the NXT champion, but I'm sorry, he is
NXT champion.
He's NXT champion. They took it off Ricky Saints.
What are you about to say about him?
That he is just this and an entrance. That's it.
That's all it takes sometimes.
People will get sick of him very quickly when he gets to the main roster. I guarantee you that.
You don't think that his guitar playing ability and like his ability to like, I don't know, like make songs about people is going to keep him relevant?
I think a couple people did that, and if I remember correctly, one of them is no longer with the company, but he does have 2 different names. And I think he goes by Elijah right now.
Elijah,
and he is on NXT.
He's probably just a triplet, dude. Like his brother Ezekiel.
Well, he did come out. Oh yeah, I forgot. You don't really watch TNA, but I've been watching TNA, man. It's been pretty good.
Okay, has he been coming out as like multiple versions of himself?
No, but he's got the guitar.
Oh, okay. Well, look, I think that Joe Hendry is more talented than Elias. Personally.
Okay, Joe Hendry might be more talented than whatever. Carry on.
I think he's funny. He cracks me up. I can't help it. And I like to say his name and he appears. It's unique. I see you got a strong opinion on this, so we'll move on. All good, man. So from there, we got the match of the evening, right? Future WWE World Champion Jelly Roll is taking on Kit Wilson.
I was like, you forgot one match, and then you circled back to this one.
What?
I thought you were gonna actually jump to like the main event topic, but then you brought up Jelly Roll, who we saw many times.
He's the star of the show.
Man, I thought he works harder than Nick Aldis. He was on SmackDown more per hour than him.
I'm definitely fucking with you. But it's I know how little you feel about Jelly Roll.
If Kevin Owens was here, he would have got stomped.
You said he got stomped?
Yeah.
Why?
You think KO? Because KO is not going to want to be pushed aside and not on TV, and he's just going to be like, "Get this guy out of here." You're not a professional wrestler.
I think you're fantasy booking in your head a little bit. I think it gives you pleasure to think about. I think it gives you pleasure to think about Jelly Roll getting beaten up by Kevin Owens.
March 28, 2026, in the next year or two, whenever Kevin Owens comes back, if there's any interaction with him where he beats up Jelly Roll, roll the footage.
You think he's really gonna kick his ass? Like actually, like give him shoot punches?
No, we're not. Us Canadians are not that mean.
I'm pretty sure you guys could get into fights. But no, man. Look, I'm not the biggest Jelly Roll fan. I was shocked that they gave him a one-on-one match against Kit Wilson. I was shocked. I'll tell you this though. I'm glad they did it on SmackDown over WrestleMania. I want Kit Wilson on WrestleMania, but I don't want Kit Wilson versus Jelly Roll. Does that make sense?
Fair enough. I'm just gonna go back to like the talk about being a fan of the actual wrestlers that are in there. Like that could have been a match for one of the stars that actually showed up on SmackDown.
I feel like Jelly's trying to become one, man. There's something that's telling, like, there's something about how much he's hanging out there and like him getting a full-blown one-on-one match. I feel like he's trying to become like a semi-regular superstar. Like, I don't know, man.
Not after he took that RKO.
That was a really bad RKO, ain't it? He took it like shit.
Yeah. Again, we talked about this before too. Like, I'm not disrespectful to guys that come and want to try out WWE, but of all people, we don't want Jelly Roll.
Yeah, the man is just not an athlete. He doesn't.
What's Bad Bunny doing these days?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather bring him back. Like, I know IShowSpeed was training a little bit for a while too.
Yeah.
But he's kind of an athlete. Like when Jelly Roll did that, like he picked up Kit Wilson's legs and then he did the leg drop to the groin. It was so hard. It looked like for Jelly to do that motion, and it wasn't smooth. And he's just not an athlete. You could tell that the passion is there. And
100%. Yeah, no knock.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I feel bad because I want to be like, I wish I could get up here and be like, Jelly Roll, he stunned me. Like, it was shocking. Like, I will say that one thing I'll say in his favor, he got the crowd behind him. He does know how to work the crowd. Does a good job of playing for them.
Yeah, I just was not big on the whole, like, the amount of backstage parts that he was on. It was just like, do you need him on everyone? You need him. Do you really need him between Rhea, Damian, and R-Truth?
That was odd.
It was funny, but then they just kind of prolonged too much.
R-Truth thinking that Jelly Roll was Dom.
Yeah.
To deduct your days back together.
And then, yeah, then he's talking to like Cardona, and then just he's like the resident counselor or something. It seems like all the stars on SmackDown are friends with Jelly Roll.
They all love Jelly. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why out of nowhere he's kind of become like, yeah, he's like the resident celebrity that like comes and hangs out all the time and like everyone loves him. You know, I don't know, man. I just, it's tough. I feel bad because I know that he loves it, and I don't want to tell him not to do something that he loves. He has the platform.
100%. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just tough. Like, he's getting a W over Kit Wilson, and I'm just like, man, really? Like,
but it's because he got cursed.
That's true. You're right. That's right. I forgot to note it's in the thumbnail, but that Danhausen cursed Kit Wilson,
which is not cool. And we're a fan of Danhausen.
Yeah, we like Danhausen, but Danhausen, come on, bro. Leave Kit Wilson alone. That's toxic.
Very toxic.
Toxic. Oh my God.
Yes,
Kit Wilson's poem too was so funny. Like, dude, he's a star.
So last week with Jelly Roll was fine. I had no problem with last week's Jelly Roll. This week's Jelly Roll was too much. Like,
okay, that's fair. That's fair.
A match and 3 segments. How many stars do you see on Raw or SmackDown get a match and 3 segments?
Yeah, it's pretty, like, it doesn't happen. And that's after he's been pretty prominent the last 2 weeks. Like, if you were like a new WWE fan, you would think that Jelly Roll was like a part of the roster after the last 3 weeks, and not just a part of the roster, like a big part. Like, we'll move on from the Jelly of all roles, although we'll come back to him briefly later. But
no, please.
Yeah. So then we're going to talk about the U.S. title open challenge, which might be dead, by the way, because I don't think Sami Zayn's going to carry it on. And that's right. We have a new United States champion, ladies and gentlemen. For those who may or may not know, you probably know if you're watching the show, but in case you're coming to us for results, yeah, Sami Zayn beat Carmelo Hayes.
The gingerbread man.
After some involvement from Tricky 2 times, the king of the lemon pepper steppers, Trick Williams himself, got involved, ended up clocking Carmelo Hayes on accident when he meant to clock Sami. I don't think that was by accident that he happened to do that to Carmelo Hayes. Like, oh.
He said my bad.
They got history. For anyone that doesn't know, like, if you're not up on your NXT history, like, Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes were like Mario and Luigi for a long time. And Trick Williams was actually Luigi. But he got tired of being Luigi and he became evil Mario. Actually, at the time, Carmelo was the one who kind of went heel because Trick was coming up and Trick was like getting all the attention and Carmelo was being a jelly roll. But
that was a good feud.
It was fantastic. And that's why I'm really excited that they're going to run it back on main television. I'd be shocked if Carmelo stayed away from Trick Williams now. Like, he's obviously going to be pissed off about losing his title because of him.
Trick and Melo, they're in that unique relationship that we've seen in like the past in WWE.
Like KO and Sami.
Yeah, or like a Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I I guess you can kind of say Undertaker and Kane in a way because they've, just basically, if you look back at history, anyone that had like multiple feuds, have matches against each other, but they also had runs where they were like a prominent tag team.
Yes, like they're like going to be linked forever.
Yeah, and I think with them two, they're both great enough to be completely separate, but when they're together, they can be great as like that tag team, or they could be great as like
they should have a dominant tag team run. Dominant. Give them the shots for like a year.
They'll 100% have one for sure.
Yeah, just like do it when they're both screw it, man. Make them do it when. Well, actually, I don't know when Trick Williams is going to be a heel. Probably not anytime soon. They're running a little bit of a risk if they're going to run Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams right now, because Carmelo was getting some momentum as a face, but I don't know about if he's facing Trick. I don't know, man. I think he might be quickly getting booed a little bit.
I think they're going to stay away from that, in my honest opinion. Like, if it was up to me and I was booking it, like, I think it's fine if they interact with each other in like
if they do like a fatal four-way or something.
Yeah, triple threat, fatal four-way, five-way match, whatever. But it's not, as long as it's not like a direct feud where it's like week after week, there's just like them two. So
I would agree. Because right now, if you have them feud, I don't think it does anything for Carmelo. You're not going to put Carmelo over him, and you're just going to get him booed.
Lose.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
So, overall, I think it's definitely, time for I want to see. I'm excited that Trick Williams is in a title match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Make Trick Williams the champion. Don't fuck this up, WWE. You can't fucking blow this. Trick Williams.
Let me ask you.
WrestleMania.
Let me ask you. I know the way that this conversation is going, it sounds like you want like a Carmelo, Trick, Sami triple threat, if it's a triple threat at WrestleMania. But would you be opposed to a fatal four-way match or a five-way match? And before you answer, I'm just going to give you my two reasons, because Alistair beat Sami last week, and there was interruptions from Trick. And then you've also got Ilya, who's for damn sure should not be left off the card. If my memory serves me correct, he did get injured last year when he was out for so long. That's why he came back and won that open challenge. But add him too. What are your thoughts on that?
Do it. That'd be a hell of a five-way match, man. I think that would arguably that could steal the show. Could be the match of the weekend. I'm not even kidding. And there's some really good matches that they're setting up. You got Oba and Brock, which is going to be a showdown of epic proportions. You've got Punk and Roman, who are arguably your two most popular superstars on the roster. You've got Randy and Cody, which goes back 10 years, 15 years in development. You've got a lot of I like the card a lot. But with all that being said, Sami Zayn, Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov, and Aleister Black all getting to kick each other's ass with no disqualifications. Sign me up. You know what? Make it a fucking ladder match. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, I pitched that 6-man ladder match for the title, but it's being built out the right way.
There you go, dude. I mean,
you know who could be a 6? You know who could be a 6 if they do end up doing 6?
Who?
Tonga.
They could. They very well could. Although they'll probably do solo, right?
I don't know. I think Solo's busy with the Wyatts.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny if he was just jerking off Uncle Howdy for the.
You know what I think is going to be hilarious, Phil? I feel like the Wyatts and the MFTs might be like the opening to WrestleMania, like the pre-show opening.
Pre-show. That
would be so sad.
It would be. But to be honest, it's probably where they belong. I don't mean to be mean. I don't mean to be mean about it. But the Wyatt Six have gone completely sideways. I just don't care about them. I just don't.
Yeah.
Sucks because I was really excited for them.
I was not.
I really feel like they should have made Nikki more of the focal point, or brought in Alexa Bliss and had her be the Fiend. I really felt like they were gonna give the Fiend to Alexa, and she was gonna be the 6th.
Yeah, that would have been good. Because
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I just felt like the Wyatt 6, like 6.
Yeah.
Because you got 5 there right now, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. I thought, just add Alexa and she'll be the Fiend, because we'll treat the Fiend like it's like a fucking spirit, or like something that possesses you. And it was possessing Bray, but now he's dead, so he moved on to Alexa. Like, she would have pulled it off. I thought she would have been an awesome Fiend.
He would have been better. She would have been better, than listening to Bray. I'm sorry. Oh, fuck. I called him Bray. Listening to Bo trying to be Bray. Because that's exactly like the promo alone. It's like, be your own person. Yeah. I think that's why it's also not clicking with the crowd.
Bray's not there.
Yeah. But the other thing too is like, give them a reason to buy in. I think in the beginning when he first came back and he had them, everyone was super bought in because, like, it's an emotional time. Like, Bray just passed away not too long ago. They just brought this to like honor him. So you're like getting behind it. And then as the story starts to prolong, I think where they started to lose the crowd was when they got in that whole feud with the tag division, and the Montez and D'Angelo ended up kind of getting pushed to the side.
Yeah, there's like not a lot of focus on them. They're just kind of there. They don't have a lot of like purpose, and they're also like not around enough. Like, they should have been trying to like maybe not take over the show, but like terrorize the show. Like, the beginning of their dude, it was awesome. Like, when they debuted, there's like all the bodies everywhere backstage, and you really felt like they were going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
And they have not been. They've been like a sideshow. Yeah, fucking circus. Everyone get in the car. We're going to drive around. Beep, beep.
Let's just put our top guys that look the scariest and just make them look scary. And
yeah, like, they should have been wrecking shit, man. Like, if they were backstage, like, steer clear, like, because they're gonna fuck you up if they come across you. Like, it should have been. They should have been presented much stronger. But they haven't been.
I think the way they do like the tag team sometimes, it just doesn't fit the look. Like, when the Wyatts first showed up and they had this like scary, like, you drove the wrong way and you're at the wrong house and these people are gonna mess you up kind of vibe. Some like
it's a good
they
way
could look like a scary group from Red Dead in a way, like little scary swamp men. But that worked for the Wyatts because they had the look. They had the greasy, like, the hair was all wet when they would come out. They had that intimidating look because they just like would show up out of nowhere. Their music hits. These guys with the Wyatt 6, it feels like they're like crazy, but they're like Looney Tune crazy. Like, you almost kind of like you laugh more than you're actually afraid.
That's a good point. That's a great point. And like, it would have been cool if like when they wrestled, like, the lights dimmed a little bit, like they or whatever. Like, don't like do whatever you can to not shine, not make them look bright and cartoonish. Like you said, like, as soon as they get under the bright lights, it's like, what's that guy wearing? Like, like, I don't know, like, the only person in their group that comes across scary is Rowan. And they could be pushing him like a monster and they're not. And I don't understand. Like, he could be making their group look at least scary, or like a force to be reckoned with. But like, I feel like he's come a long way, but they're not giving him an opportunity to do
And I thought that's why they brought him back in the first place.
Yeah.
Because like him and Harper were like, they were sick.
Yeah, man. And I feel like he's really, like, when he does get a chance to wrestle, you're like, oh, he can go a little bit, but he doesn't get to. Like, he could have been
there's so many big people that they've had in WWE that they don't showcase, that you would just like, maybe from far when you watch it, you're like, this guy doesn't look like someone that's gonna be a star, and then you see him move and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
I probably forgot which name was which, but I think it was Ivar. But when his partner got injured and he started going in these single matches,
Holy
he was
crap.
like, he was flying in the air. Like,
yeah, he was unbelievable.
You're like, there's no way he just did that.
Yeah, I thought he was far stronger as a singles wrestler than he was in the tag team.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're on the same page there. So I guess we got a little bit off the beaten track. I mean, so what did you think of the Sami Zayn versus Carmelo Hayes match? I know what you thought, but tell the people.
I hated it. I absolutely hated it because it was like, everyone loves Melo. Everyone was just getting behind Melo too, even more. And then Sami slimes his way. The worst part too is like, I don't even care that Sami won the championship. The fact that all of a sudden now he learned to take advantage of something that happened just to win. How many times has Sami had that opportunity to like win the actual other big ones? And of all people, Drew loses more consistently in the main event. That you're telling me that Sami couldn't have just one main event win in between and then dropped it later, like you just dropped Drew for Cody? It was all doable. I don't know what it is. And the last thing I'm just gonna say is because like I respect Sami Zayn. He definitely has the talent. I think he's good at promos, but when he keeps doing the same promos of this character, it's redundant and then it just bores people.
Yeah, I'm pretty bored of Sami Zayn. Like, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to be the world champion. We've been doing this dance for a long time now, buddy. A long time.
Yeah.
I'm not invested in it as much as I was invested in Cody finishing the story. That was presented a lot better. Sammy's story, like he comes across more like a kind of like a doofus or like a it's just there's nothing holding him back. He just keeps like blowing it.
And so like how long his laugh and smile at the end of the match when he won the title made me so much more angry. And I'm like, if this was the move that WWE was trying to do backstage and was like get the crowd to be pissed at him because of that, you did a great job. Or landed it perfectly. Because he had that same smile like when he got like brought in as like the honorary Uce. He had that face. Oh my God. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yes. He looked like a kid on Christmas, dude. Yeah, I mean that just goes to show it's sad because he was so hot during that storyline. They probably should have pulled the trigger. They probably should have pulled the trigger on him being the world champion when he faced Roman. I know that would have taken away from Cody's story, but dude, that was when he was at his peak. People were so behind Sami. He was doing the best work of his career, and it's been a slow downfall, I feel, since then. And it's tough because the live crowd seem to love him, like they really do. But you get online and like you talk to your friends, and everyone seems to be on the same page. So I don't know what it is. Maybe he's just great at playing a live crowd, but I don't know. His top has fallen down a bit. So
yeah, the one thing I wanted to just say from what you just said about the crowd is like if you watch the show and you genuinely look at the crowd to see like reactions and stuff like that, the crowd people that are loud and are showcasing it are the fans that come to the show that do not give a shit. They're here to watch what they love and they're going to react the way they want to react. But the same people that are sitting there that are not reacting are the ones that are acting too cool and you don't know which side they're on. Like when LA Knight won at one of the shows that I went to, I didn't react. There was people around me that were like, yeah, going. And I was just like, this guy sucks. I was just like going boo. And like, I think that's the biggest difference, right? Because some some cities that you go to, it's everyone carefree. And then for other cities you go to, there's like way too many cool people to react.
Yeah, dude, I don't understand the people that go to a wrestling show that don't react. That actually kind of pisses me off. Like, don't go.
Chicago is a great crowd, by the way.
They are. That's why I've been spoiled. Like, when I go to other towns or cities, I'm consistently disappointed. I'm like, dude, where I'm from, everyone is in that motherfucker like going crazy. Everyone's getting down for their guy. Whether even if it's against the grain. Like Chicago's famous for cheering heels a lot.
It's
Chicago likes good wrestlers. They don't give a shit if they're good or bad.
Yeah. And it's the crazy thing too is like you go to the show and it's like, what are you acting cool for, man? You're here watching wrestling.
Right.
Like people are already making fun of you for watching it. You went to the show to watch it. You're gonna get made fun of anyways. May as well just enjoy it.
Facts. Like, dude, just lighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not that serious. I always feel like I want to bring people to those events because I feel like that's when people get it. But I like that. Like the people that are like, I don't understand like why wrestling is this or that. Like, all right, man, let me bring you to a show. And if afterwards you're like, I still think this sucks, then it's not for you. But like to me, like especially because I'm usually bringing them to a Chicago show, I'm like, you're gonna love this shit. Like my dad's not a wrestling fan, but he loves going to the shows with me. Like he gets into it. He loves it.
You read my mind. I was just going to ask you, I know we're going a little bit off topic, but I like the real stories too. Since you started watching wrestling, would you say your dad that you just said was the one moment where you've gone to watch the event with someone where they were just like, I get it now? Or do you have any other moment in your life that you remember where you're like, they told me this and I'll remember that for the rest of my life kind of thing?
I think honestly, I would have to put the spotlight on my dad, man. Like he wants to be, so like I brought him to his first one, which was a house show. And he was asking me the whole time when guys, like he was excited from the minute like everyone started cheering and everything. And then he started asking me about the stories. And he was always asking me about like, so like when we went to WrestleMania 22, I remember that's when we started our thing. And every time we'd be going to a show, I would spend like the hour or two that we were going to spend traveling. I'd spend the whole time recapping everything that led to every match. And that way he had like context. And he was, that's probably the most memorable. I love going with people to their first shows. I've been to a few different first shows with people.
Nice.
There's one guy that was probably was too cool for it. Even after I brought him, his name was Josh. And so, of all the places too, like he came with me to Money in the Bank 2011, and it was still too cool for him. Like I'm like, dude, if you didn't get into that, you're never coming to a show with me again. That's the best show. That's the best show I've ever been to. Well, then also my friend Jake was with me, who was probably the only Cena fan in the building. I think he's lucky he didn't get stabbed that day, but overall, dude, my dad was with me at that, and like he was going crazy when CM Punk walked out the title. He couldn't believe it. Like it was an amazing vibe. But I
remember that day still.
Dude, that I'll never like. I felt like I was like that was the craziest drug I've ever taken, and I didn't take any drugs.
You know what's funny too? During that time, even with like all the dirt sheets and everyone posting online and talking about it, there was still that feel that was just like, okay, I feel like it's a work. I feel like it's a work. I feel like it's a work. You had no clue. But then the way he came back and they repackaged him, oh man.
And I called and like I was telling my dad, I'm like, look, like Punk's probably not gonna win. Like, in my opinion, there's like a 90% chance that Cena wins. But I was like, the other 10% though, what they can do is Punk can win, but then the Money in the Bank, whoever wins Money in the Bank will come out and cash in on him so that he doesn't walk out with the title.
But I remember that time too. Sorry to cut you off. I remember that time too with that whole thing that happened. the dirt sheets that were saying that they were going to make this a work and it was going to be like their new version of Brett and Sean, I remember reading that and still being like, that kind of ruined it for me. But I still reacted when it happened.
I didn't think he was gonna walk out with the title. That completely threw me. Because I had, like I said, I thought that he'd just get cashed in on. But like CM Punk said, like in his documentary, that he didn't sign his contract until halfway through that event. So like they didn't. Nobody really knew what was gonna happen because he wasn't signing. He signed halfway through the actual event. Like that's the closest we'll ever get to like real like wrestling, because like I'm sure the plan was probably for Cena to go over until Punk signed the dotted line, and then like, okay, now we're gonna change it. Like Punk will go over.
You told me this story too on the last day when we were in LA before we were both leave from the event. We were just talking about like craziest moments, and I remember you telling that story too.
Yeah, dude. Like that's I've been to 5 WrestleManias, man, and Money in the Bank 2011, the finish. The only thing that comes remotely close to that feeling was when Rollins cashed in at 31. That was nuts.
Yeah,
that the crowd erupted when his music hit. We went ape shit. I lost my voice and I had to go to Raw the next day. I couldn't chant anything. But yeah, man. I mean, there's just, like I said, there's very few times where WWE does the perfect booking where they pull the wool over your eyes. And when they do it right, though, there's nothing better. That's when wrestling is at its peak, man. That is when, that's when it's art. That's
WrestleMania 40.
Cinema.
WrestleMania 40.
With Cody winning the title?
Yeah, but just that build up towards it, because like that whole YouTube show that they did and everything getting kind of crazy, like you knew it was like a work, but you were like, I didn't expect it to go that route.
No.
Like the slap?
Yeah. All of that was crazy. Like, when Rock or when Cody told The Rock that his grandfather would be ashamed of him. All of that was wild. And then when he beat, The Rock dropping F-bombs and stuff like that, like just doing whatever he wanted to do because he's The Rock. I'm like, this is actually who The Rock is, by the way, guys. You guys know that, right? He's playing like this is his character. Like, no, this is who The Rock feels like he is inside. This is who The Rock has become. Don't fool yourselves. I mean, I don't know. Dude, he wakes up, he wakes up, he's like, I'm Dwayne fucking Johnson. Like,
wouldn't you?
Yes.
Would you not?
Yes. 100%.
Yes.
Dwayne Johnson, dude, he's The Rock. I mean,
even when you hate him or you love him, it's like you do want to be him. That's how crazy it is.
Very few men in the world that I'm like, I fully want to be that guy. Dwayne The Rock Johnson's one of them, dude. Like
Brock Lesnar from episode 3.
Brock Lesnar, for real. If I wanted to be the apex predator, they gave that name to Randy Orton, but it's truly Brock Lesnar. I'm with you on that. And then also, like, The Rock's going to be the president of the United States someday. People say it. Look, I'm telling it's going to happen. Like, I wouldn't
be against it.
I think a few years ago, he was there was the 2 people that ran for president, and then the polls, the third most like approved guy was The Rock, and he wasn't even running. I feel like all he has to do is put his name in the ballots. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I don't know what his political ideas are. I'm not here for all that. I'm just saying that all Rock has to do is say, I'm running for president, and I'd almost guarantee you that he'd win.
I think he needs to come back to WWE instead of being the president of the United States.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I think we could do without the celebrities for president for a while, but we'll see what happens. We're in a weird time, my friend. We're in a weird time. I'm independent, by the way, for anybody that doesn't. I don't go any which way, so you can't come at me. I fully stand independent.
It's true.
Yeah.
The other thing too is like with The Rock, people are always like, he's got such a big ego. This is who he is. If he had such a big ego and he knows he can be as big as he needs to be, wouldn't it make sense for him to just come back to WWE and just like him be the only mano a mano as the celebrity? Because
I love it.
You know?
Yeah.
I would love for like some sort of like authority power kind of battle between like The Rock and Triple H. Play it. I don't know if they actually hate each other in real life or if this is all just saturated and stuff, but if it's true or not, play on it. Like
that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, like fucking get the Usos to come and or get all the Samoans come and mess up the show. Make Triple H be like, what the hell is going on here? And The Rock's just saying, I'm gonna put everyone on notice. Then it becomes a new version of like the Nexus or the Invasion. I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah, you got like Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns standing tall at the front of the line, and then you got like Trick Williams and Braun Breaker on the other side standing tall. Like, that you could do some fun stuff with that. Some really fun stuff. I would like that. Yeah. I think it's about time that WWE did a big storyline, like a big overarching company-wide storyline that like runs through everybody. It's been a long time. Everything's been very I don't know, UFC-ish, where everyone's kind of stuck to their lane. It's all about there's no really storylines surrounding the show. It's really just surrounding individual feuds, and that's it.
Or trying to sell the next pay-per-view that's coming out or the next Saturday night main event. Like it's just
everything feels like it's in 3 or 4 week blocks, except you get to WrestleMania and it's like an 8-week block. But like
with no build.
I really wish that there was more of a company-wide storyline. Like Triple H hasn't, like the last time they did it was actually probably The Rock, and that wasn't even company-wide. That was like a big deal. It kind of encompassed a lot of stuff. There was like multiple segments. Right. Like there hasn't been an authority type of storyline in a long time.
Power struggle
I get it because like when those storylines end, I'm like, thank God that took forever. But like it's been a long time. It's been long enough. Bring it back for a little bit.
The other thing too is the shows. Like Survivor Series has now just been about like whose family's fighting with other family or whose group is more like who's better than the other group. There's not even any rivalry between both GMs. They're like friends. It's like, oh, my guy just left Raw. He's like, oh, great. You can just take my guy from SmackDown.
I thought they were really going to do some rivalry stuff between Aldis and Pierce and then ultimately blow it off with like a match between them. But like, they haven't done that. No. They should do that though.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
I feel like Pierce could probably still go. He's still in great shape.
And Nick Aldis still trains for sure because I'm surprised any of those.
He's massive.
You know what they need to do? After WrestleMania, however they want to play it out, I don't know. Okay, I want to ask you a question. This is a weird feeling. I was thinking about WrestleMania yesterday after SmackDown ended. If WrestleMania does not go over well, let's say, like, forget the numbers and all that other nonsense that doesn't matter. Let's just say it just fell flat. Like, no one was saying that the matches were great and stuff like that. Does WWE come out after WrestleMania and just, like, change what they're doing? Because clearly what they have been doing recently hasn't been working. Because there was a point in time in WWE history where like the show wasn't really doing well. And then it was Vince, Shane, Steph, Triple H. They were out on the show and they were talking about how they were going to make some changes with WWE.
I remember that.
There felt like there was a shift.
Yeah.
Right now, it doesn't feel like they're doing anything. It feels flat. You can't not acknowledge that like people have not been enjoying the shows.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you. It's weird because I really like the card for WrestleMania, but I think the build has been bad. It could be better for sure.
I agree with you. Like we both have agreed, like if we're gonna like make our point about being negative about something, like be productive about it, right? And you look at the build, it's the build that suck. I think the card is fine too. I don't have any issues. I'm just not excited about any of those matches because of the build.
Yeah, I mean, you got, like I said, we got Randy and Cody for the title. We've got Drew, or we got Punk and Roman. We've got, Sami and Trick with the possibility of Carmelo, Ilya, Aleister Black. You've got Drew and Jacob, which have we're about to get to them. I mean, you probably got Julia and Tiffany Stratton. You got Rhea and Jade Cargill. You got Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer, which is probably on a lot lower of all these things. You probably got Dom and Finn Balor. That's probably one of the better. Honestly, the build for that has been good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you, man. I don't know if they're gonna ramp it up here, but I feel like they took a giant misstep last week. I feel like last week was a bad week of shows.
It was, yeah.
And SmackDown's been kind of bad for 2 weeks now. So
that was the first SmackDown where I was literally looking at the time. I remember talking to my friend and I was just like, this ending is dragging. Like I've never seen such a slow brawl happen in my life.
I'm also that brawl was so predictable. Like I'm tired of they do it too much right now. The guys brawl and the people separate them. They do that a lot right now. And it's like, okay, another brawl. Let him go at it for once. What are we doing? We got to protect the WrestleMania match. Since when? That was never a thing any other year. Now you got to hold these guys and they can't be in fights. We can't book them in matches. They got to be okay for WrestleMania.
These guys wanted to take each other out before the WrestleManias. And all of a sudden they're all like, yeah, I'll see you there.
Right. Like, what's going on? And if they decide to hit each other, like a million people run to the ring, it's like, come on, man. I keep seeing this. We don't need to keep seeing it. Like, let them fight. Just let them fight.
And they all get thrown.
Yeah. They'll be fine. That's what they got, free health care. I don't understand it, man. But you know what? This is a good segue, though. We're talking about all this fighting. We'll talk about Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre, who came out like they were a couple of crippled men. I will say, I like that they sold how much that they beat the shit out of each other last week. They really sold it. They were moving really, really fucked up. Like they were moving like snail's pace, like walking like little baby steps, like they could barely stand on their 2 feet. But even though Jacob Fatu still got like he got a couple of head bobs in, but what did you? My thoughts on it, honestly, were like I really liked where Jacob is coming from with all this.
Yeah,
I like this is actually, I think we're talking about bad builds. I actually think the Jacob and Drew build's actually pretty good. I think if I had to pick the top 2 builds so far, I probably pick Jacob and Drew and Dom and Finn Balor. I feel like they've escalated at a good rate. I like that Drew and Jacob are like they've escalated to the point where they can barely move right now. So it makes sense that they just cut promos on SmackDown and they were ready to fight anyways. And Nick came out, I was like, all right, buddies, like you guys can fight at WrestleMania.
That's enough.
That's enough. God, they've heard that enough for a lifetime. Their match is going to be unsanctioned. I always think that's so funny.
Yeah, just say hardcore.
Yeah, right. Like, are they worried about porn now? They can't say no holds barred, dude. Like unsanctioned match. It's funny because street fight, unsanctioned match, hardcore, all that's the same shit. Falls count anywhere. I guess that's a little different because you can actually get the fall outside the ring. But unsanctioned is, I think, the funniest name for and out of any of them, because
it is.
Well, is someone going to count to 3? Because if they're going to count to 3, it's not really unsanctioned, bro. It's pretty sanctioned. Like,
yeah, last time I remember, I thought you were supposed to literally knock the guy out. Like,
yeah, right?
10 count, if anything, not 3 count.
Yeah, and then it's what, a last man standing match? I mean,
or like, why didn't they just say street fight? Here's my other issue. I feel like this one doesn't make sense if you're actually a wrestling fan. Why do you have to announce that you can only win by pin or submission? Like, if you didn't say street fight or count anywhere, you don't have to explain the rule.
Right. Yeah.
Like, do they announce that these two guys are going to have a one-on-one singles match with all rules apply? No.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they don't. It's a good point. I agree. I don't know. I feel like they just called it unsanctioned to make it sound extra.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like that's even more than a hardcore match. Super hardcore match. Like, but you know what, man? Give me Fatu. I want him to win, and I'll be happy. Oh yeah, I do like that Fatu said, you're trying to stop me from feeding my kids. And Drew McIntyre said, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Screw your kids. I was like, that's about as far as it goes. He just said, fuck your kids, dude. I don't give a shit about your kids. That was as good as the Brock Lesnar Heath Slater. I don't give a shit about your kids. That was a funny gimmick, by the way. He's like, I've got kids, man. See, Heath Slater. Heath Slater's underrated. I'll say it. He was the leader of 3MB. All right. He coached Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre to their eventual world title wins. He led them to that. Okay, I'll stop. We're a 3-man band.
You're all good, man. I love that you did that.
So I mean, yeah, they're right up there with 3 count. If you know, you know. 3 count. That's a deep pull from WCW. I loved that stupid group because they were like wannabe in sync. It was hilarious. But there's some good wrestlers in that group too. We should do like wrestling trivia, because that'd be a good one. Like where we ask a question and reveal the answer on the next week's show.
We should do a random challenge show.
So 3 count was Shane Helms, Shannon Moore, and Evan Courageous. I can't remember who Evan Courageous was, but Shannon Moore and Shane Helms were legends. Maybe not Shannon Moore. Shannon Moore being a legend, maybe a little extra. But, all right. So we did have Julia versus Tiffany Stratton. We could glaze over that. I'm surprised Julia won, but she won with a little bit of interference. I don't know if Stratton's going to challenge for the title at WrestleMania. I think that she is. So I don't know why they're giving it away for free on SmackDown just a few weeks in advance. Who knows, though? I don't know what's going on. I hate what they're doing with Julia. They're not doing enough to get her over, in my opinion. Like, they don't let her do anything but wrestle. I think that she's ultimately super talented. Like, I just feel like she could be doing more. And whatever they got to be doing, whatever they got to do to get, she doesn't have a connection with the crowd, and it makes me sad because she's excellent. And I just feel like she deserves better. So it's crazy for me to say that because she has honestly won. I think she's barely ever lost. But like,
I think they rushed her. They rushed her, honestly. Like,
she probably should have stayed in developmental a little longer.
I think, she should have been in NXT a little bit longer and maybe have like a couple slow like episodes of bringing her into the main roster. They kind of just like catapulted her. I like when they do that, where they do the crossover. Like, they're on NXT, but they're starting to show up on like SmackDown. They're building themselves up. I mean, like, it was easier for Carmelo and Trick when they first came because they could talk on the mic. Obviously, we don't need Julia to do that, but if there was like a random like showcase match, or like there was some sort of like main roster and NXT, and then another person that's main roster NXT, and then just showcase it that way. But yeah,
or give her some more pre-recorded segments or something. Like give her more. Just give her more.
I hear you.
Like sell her more. Sell her more to the audience, because like I want the audience doesn't react when Julia comes out when she wins, and I'm just like, I just feel terrible for her. I'm like, I know that she deserves more of a reaction, even if it's getting booed, but like the crowd just
what would get,
which is the worst
thing. What would help her get there? And I know exactly what would make you so happy for her. Give her a good theme song where people can get behind her. That will be step one, because she can wrestle.
Generic. Yeah.
When's that Def Rebel contract coming to an end, man? Holy smokes.
I don't know. They're so weird too, because sometimes they get it just right. Like the Kid Wilson theme song is a banger, man. But when they're bad, they're bad. They range too much. They could be excellent, but then they could be the drizzling shits. And we can't have the drizzling shits, because that is a character killer, man. Yeah. They're doing weird stuff with Stephanie Vaquer too. It's like, leave her alone. She was getting over fine. I don't know why you keep tweaking her. Like, it's weird. She's got that move where she shakes her ass in front of the crowd and everyone loves it, dude. I mean, I can't remember who said it. They're like, give me a reverse one. I think it was in our live stream. People were talking about that shit. Pretty funny. Make sure you guys tune in with us for WrestleMania. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited for that. But we'll get to the end here. So we talked about the Randy Orton Cardona match, but the last thing to talk about was Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes brawling. Rinse, wash, repeat. Cody Rhodes. They just did this with Drew McIntyre. Drew punted his head through the table. He took a week off. He came back, showed up to the show. Cody's here. And he beat up Drew. Like, I feel like Cody's feuds are getting very predictable.
Yeah.
I think it's just they got to figure out, like, I feel like Cody's too smart. Like, Cody knows wrestling. Cody knows what he's doing. Don't you know that you got to give us some different? Why is anyone stopping them fighting? Like, what the hell, man? They should have a blood feud going on. Meanwhile, you got Nick Aldis and 20 goons standing in between them. They're also not doing anything to stop them from fighting.
Yeah.
It's the weakest. Don't do it, as Cody just swarms past like 10 guys and keeps beating them up. Like, just get out of the way if you're not going to actually stop them. What is happening here? You're just in the way. How many Cody brawls have there been with all the people out there? I mean, so many, dude, over the past few years. It's just getting old.
It's happened with like Drew, Randy. I'm pretty sure it's happened with Jacob. It's probably happened with Kevin Owens. Happened with Roman.
Everybody. Brock.
Usos.
Yeah. It's like his, man. It's got to change up the formulas for some. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's getting really generic, and that's like the last thing I would ever thought I'd call Cody. Like, I really didn't ever see him being like this generic cookie cutter good guy, but he's becoming that. And
I think they're ruining it for him too. I don't know if like there is any other layers he can add organically for himself, but it does feel like they are positioning him to play that right now the way he is. And maybe that's the long-term play, that it's like, he's doing this lame cookie cutter stuff, but eventually it's going to catch up to him.
Hopefully. I hope there's a payoff. And I honestly, I hope that he can change it up soon, because he's a great asshole. He's a really, really good, entertaining douchebag. So, like, I want to see it. Like, don't make me wait forever. I understand. I appreciate Triple H's patience when it comes to booking, but he needs to bring it back the other way a little bit. Like, it's okay to long-term book, but dude, not everything needs to be that way. Switch it up a little bit.
Stop being safe.
Yes, take some chances. It's okay.
Yeah.
We're wrestling fans. We'll believe anything. We'll buy anything. We suspend our disbelief every single time someone throws a punch. So we're okay.
You know, to double down on what you just said, that we'll buy anything. Even Jacob Fatu's t-shirt, that terrible. I feel like they're just playing off that whole FAFO.
Yeah, someone's a big fan of that backstage, huh?
But people will buy that shirt.
They got Paul Heyman screaming that shit, and then now
Brock Lesnar.
No, yeah. I mean, all these things, FAFO. I've seen the Fatu's, like, I just had it up here actually. Where is it?
Yeah.
It said, yeah, so Fatu, there's nothing next to F, by the way. I'm like, and then around it says F around, and then the and symbol, and try us. There's nothing next to the F. Like, it's like, dude, like, what, how much, and there was an and symbol. What the hell is going on here?
I think the FAT us is a little Easter egg on something else.
Oh, you think it's going to be Zilla?
No. Mess with the family.
You think Fatu's going to get involved with Punk?
I'm just saying they could hit this whole storyline to grow. We were talking about earlier in the show how there's no authority storyline. There could be a post. Okay.
Dude, I would love it, but man, I don't want to get excited because, like, your idea is fantastic. If I get excited for that and it doesn't happen, I'm going to be pissed. Go ahead.
You could just IWC. It'd be completely normal.
I don't like to follow their trend, but go ahead. Give the people the lowdown.
All right, I'll give the lowdown. A lot of people are kind of like meh about Mania, the build and stuff like that. I think post build, there's going to be a lot that's going to happen. I think whatever plays out at WrestleMania is going to lead to something more interesting after. I think there is a lot of people criticize WWE and say, oh, WWE is stupid, not doing this, this, and this. But I also know that WWE has been smart enough at times too, where they get you. Paul Heyman did say not too long ago that I would just focus on next year's Mania. Maybe that's the plan, because next year's Mania, there's a lot of question marks about that one. That's going to get a lot of people talking. Never mind like all the stuff going on with the world, with the war and stuff like that. But if they move WrestleMania locations, if they do that, whatever they are going to build towards that, they have to make huge, because it's a talking point on like many different aspects. And let's say whatever happens after that WrestleMania, let's say CM Punk, hypothetically, I'm saying this, let's say CM Punk beats Roman and nothing eventful happens at the end of that WrestleMania, that you go home, oh shit, I can't wait to watch Raw. But then you come and watch Raw and then you get a surprise. Maybe it's The Rock. He comes out and he tells Roman, you're an embarrassment to the family because you lost to old man CM Punk. And then there becomes like a triple war kind of thing. There could be that.
And maybe he like appoints Jey Uso as the tribal chief after that.
But that's what I mean. There's so many different layers that can happen post WrestleMania that will get you more interested, so that you're locked in till the next one. Because, are we not talking about one guy that's been left off the card? Gunther?
Yeah.
People are not asking. So like, what if they've just accepted? What if the WWE has just accepted that, hey, we kind of messed this one up, but we can just
they're gonna try to wind it up for next year.
Yeah, let's just chill for now and let's give them the craziest like post WrestleMania run.
Yeah, and because I mean, to be honest, WrestleMania will probably still be good. Like the matches they're lining up are still probably going to end up being very good.
People will watch.
That's one thing I can say for WWE is that they've had, unfortunately, had a lot of lackluster builds lately, but the pay-per-views almost always deliver.
Like and there's less bullshit segments like we see on Monday and
yeah, we don't really get them at all. I mean, the last segment we got at like the segment we got at the last pay-per-view was Danhausen, which was dope.
You might not get 10 matches or 15 matches, but you'll get less segments that you're used to seeing on the other weeks.
Yes, and all of the matches are usually like, especially for WrestleMania, like those guys are all going to go all out.
Yeah.
I expect WrestleMania to be a great show. It just sucks because it'll end up being like an 8 out of 10, and you know that if it had a better build, it would be a 10 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but, I agree with you.
But yeah, that takes us through the end of SmackDown. We've had the people with us here for an hour and a half. We're definitely gonna wrap it up. We could sit here and talk forever, dude. One day we'll learn how to get it under an hour consistently. But you know, it's all right though. Hopefully that's why the people like hanging out with us and talking wrestling, because you know, we definitely got some more coming for you. And who knows, man, maybe we'll make the weekend show more of a thing. Maybe we'll see what happens, but maybe Saturdays and Wednesdays, maybe we'll move to that. I know that we have ideas for more content too, instead of just recapping. So we'll figure out how we're going to do all of that. And, but we appreciate everybody being along for the ride as we start. Make sure to please like the video. If you're here with us on YouTube, if you're with us on X, it'd be really dope if you followed us on X. And also if you happen to be down to support the channel, please come over to YouTube, go to @ProfanePod, or just search Professionally Profane. Same thing on Instagram and same thing on Facebook. Please support the show because we've got ideas, man, and we want to take this thing to the tippity top. We're not settling for the lower card. We want to be the main event. So help us rise to the top, my friends. We would appreciate every single one of you. But that'll be it for this episode of Professionally Profane Pro Wrestling. You got any final thoughts, Fayyaz?
Monday better be better than Friday.
Yeah. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to stomp a mud hole in WWE's ass if they keep booking like this. If the build continues to be terrible, we want to be positive, but if they don't give us good reason to be, we're gonna have to speak our minds. So you know that if we're being negative, it was bad. Like,
I stand by that.
That's a fact. But all right, my friends, you all have a great Saturday night. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Don't be an idiot. Make sure you don't go to jail. It's really expensive. I found that out from a friend.
And remember, that's your line.
And remember, okay. And remember, long live pro wrestling.
We'll work on that.
Yeah, we will. You just surprised me with that. I did not know.
I thought we were gonna do like the
fusion.
Yeah,
we were gonna turn into. Are we still Fayyaz but with a PH at the beginning?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, well, we'll work on our ending there for sure. But awkwardness aside, we're gonna log off for the night. All right, my friends, take it easy. Have a great night.